Hello and welcome to today's video. So today it will be a Terraria World Tour. Now the Terraria World Tour was the first video I ever posted on this channel, and it's quite old. It was filmed on a potato. It looks terrible. So I thought we'd redo it. I mean, I've done a few more builds as well, so I can show you those. And then yeah, let's just give it a go. So firstly, we're going to start off on the left hand side, and we have this build right here, which is the NPC house for the angler. I call this one the Crab Shack for obvious reasons. And yeah, I mean, the thing is he doesn't really spend a lot of time in here. He just sort of wanders around the beach like a homeless hobo guy. But I mean, I was really proud of this one. This one was originally inspired by a game called Sunhaven. There's a fisherman's shop. I think his name's Peter in that game, and he has basically this shop right here. It's a fishing shop. It's got a giant crab on it. It's all kind of whimsical and stuff. So I just wanted to essentially emulate that here. You can see there we've got like a little dolphin as well. But yeah, I think the details really came together for this one. And secondly, we have the NPC house for the Dryad. And you can see she lives in like an old rotted tree stump with mushrooms growing out of it, like a little chimney in it. There's that on the left there is supposed to be a lotus flower. Of course, we have the... I always forget what those are called. We have the crystal thing. I forgot what it's called. In between the Dryad's house and the Witch Doctor's house. Pylon, that's it, pylon, there we go. But yeah, really happy with this one. This one was a bit of a nightmare to build. I think it's like 10 blood moons in a row that I got building this, so it took a crazy amount of time to finally do, but I think it came together quite well. Really nice, unique place for it to live. Let me just kill this slime here. And as you can see now, we're crossing over this bridge with the tiki heads, and of course that's supposed to represent the Witch Doctor. You can see him there. Whoops, fell down there a little bit. So here is his main house. You can see we've got this giant dinosaur skull on top. We have this like leopard skin here as well. I was trying to use that in a build for so long, and I thought, yeah, I can just stick it on this post outside this guy's house. He seems like the sort of guy that would have one of those outside his house. But yeah, the main defining thing about this is basically the giant skull. And thirdly, possibly one of my most favorite builds I've ever built. This is the NPC house for the painter. And you can see with what I've gone with here, I went with a factory setting, but I wanted it to like be really colourful and stuff like that. So we've got the paint mixers there, we've got like funnels of paint coming down, we've got all pipes everywhere, we've got the paint being supposed to be drained out of the flowers to create the dye, to create the paint. So we've got all different kind of multicoloured flowers. We've got those little glass tubes down there on the left hand side. Now the main flower is supposed to look representative of the boss flower, what's she called now? And I've even forgotten that. Plantera, that's it. So it's supposed to represent Plantera. It's made with silly balloons, and then like I already said, we already have the paint mixes, all the colourful flowers. I just think it's a really good blend of themes, the paint and the mechanical aspects. And now some oldies now. So this is the NPC house for the arms dealer. He has like this little oasis because he likes living in the oasis, you know. And he's got these like this giant target. Of course, we've got the giant shotgun on his roof. We've got like, it's supposed to be like an oasis where there's like palm trees and stuff, and there's like that giant goat skull off to the right there. And this is where he's, you know, where he pedals his arms from. And secondly, we have this here. So this is the NPC house for the wizard. We'll ignore that cave for now. I'll just show you this palace. So yeah, this is one of the first things I ever built. I think maybe it was like the third or fourth thing I ever built. I still really like it though, even though it's kind of old. I really like the jewel tones in it. I really like desert builds in general just because of the amount of coal you're able to get into them. But yeah, I mean, I had that as the wizard house, and next to it, this little cave here on the left, where you see we go down here, it's actually Aladdin's cave. So you can see there's all gold, jewels, coins, money, and you can see right here, there's actually a lamp. Obviously supposed to represent the genie in the lamp from Aladdin. And then we have the NPC house for the dye trader. So again, I tried to make this look unique. I wanted it to look... I wanted it to be something no one's really done before. And I thought, well, I mean, candles kind of similar to dye, right? I mean, you can dye candles. I just thought candles were really deserty. So I ended up building this huge roof of candles. There's like a huge one here as well. And there's, of course, like stuff, dye stuff like all over the place. This build is called the Witchwood Festival. So you can see we've got our ogre in our little stall here, selling some, I don't know, magic things. This is the NPC house for the trader. A lot of detail in that. I was actually very proud of that when I got it done. This is like a little teleporter. It goes down here, which like sends you straight to hell if you carry on falling down that little hole. And then we have the NPC house for the zoologist. So she's supposed to be like a werewolf circus performer. That's why there's like, she's in a cage really, and there's like skulls in there and stuff, and like hooks of meat. And here we have the pylon. And then over here we have the guide's NPC house tent. Very simple, but this is it's part of a larger build, so it is made up for those more modular, small parts. This is the fortune teller's stall. I really love that as well. I really like that how magical it looks. Really, it fits the theme really well. And we have these like they're supposed to be Chinese lanterns that are floating. Obviously, they look a lot better at night. And now we have something that isn't an NPC house. This is actually a fortress for dealing with things like goblin invasions, pirate invasions, any type of invasion or event. This is what it's for. It was primarily inspired by Sen's Fortress from Dark Souls. As you can see, it kind of has a similar look to it, like with the cogs and stuff. Those are in Sen's Fortress. The 3 gates also in Sen's Fortress. It's basically Sen's Fortress, but you know, with a few modifications. And I don't actually remember what these do, so I'm just gonna start flicking them and see what happens. I know one of them will set off all the booby traps. Should be this, yeah. So as you can see, we've got the gates closing constantly. We've got flamethrowers. We've got spiky balls falling all over the place. Poison darts. It's yeah, it's going to be quite hard for anything to get through here alive. And that's the important. It's just supposed to be an AFK spot, so I can sit there, twiddle my thumbs for a little bit, and let everything die, and then collect all the stuff. This is probably the biggest thing I've actually built. Now that I think about it, it's huge. Might not look that much alike. Might not look that huge, is what I'm trying to say, but it definitely is. I mean, you just compare it to my character here, it's huge. Right, so next up we have the NPC house for the Tavern Keep and the Party Girl. Now, I couldn't really decide whether or not to give her own house. I may give her own house eventually, but right now she is going to be bunking with the Tavern Keep. And oh god, these things really annoy me here. Some update broke them, I don't know what it was, but back in the day, if you painted those completely black, then you couldn't see them at all. But now, for some reason, they made some changes, and now you can see that at the top of them, which looks stupid. But oh well. But yeah, the theme of this is supposed to be a magical, you know, what they call like keg that's attached to this tree, and it's draining the magical sap out of this tree into this little pond right here. Added some flames to give it some like effect, like it's actually hitting the water. And here we are. So this is the NPC house for 3 NPCs actually. So this little section here, this little robot sticking out of the scrap. This one is for, what's his name now? So this one's for the cyborg. The engineer, is that what she's called? Well, you know who she is. So the idea is they all live together in this giant scrapyard. And you'll see over here as well, this like robot dragon head. This is where the Goblin Tinkerer lives. So it's basically just all the techie people living together, building machines out of scrap. That's the idea anyway. But for some reason the Goblin just likes to face this wall. He never moves. He just faces that wall. I think he might be going through some hard times. But yeah, this is another one that's very crazy. Like, it took a long time laying down all this scrap, because obviously there's so many types of blocks there and so many things that I'm putting in, that it took I think it took about 12 hours to get all this scrap laid down. And now we have a spooky haunted build. It's a graveyard. Now the reason I built this is because I needed some things that you can only get from a graveyard. I forgot where they were now. I think they were echo blocks actually. I need some echo blocks, so I thought I might as well make a graveyard. So we have this crypt. I suppose that's what it is. It's like a crypt structure. We've got this like angel shrine. We have this flesh bathtub here. So this is supposed to be like a coffin that's in the crypt. And then we have like the dead, lifeless trees, you know, fences, gravestones, just basically all the standard graveyard stuff. And here we are. So this was a fan favorite, I suppose, back in the day when I posted it on Reddit. A lot of people really like this one, which I don't really know why, because it's not like I hate it or anything. I just don't think it's that. I don't think it's that good compared to everything else. But I think people just love the happy beach theme, don't they? So this is the NPC house for the tailor. Is that what she's called? The tailor? No. The hairdresser. God, what am I? I'm going crazy today. Stylist, that's what she's called. I think most of this video is me just forgetting people's names. But yeah, it's supposed to be a shell because she likes living on the beach, so she lives in a giant shell, which is her barber shop, I suppose. And then if we run along the ocean, we should be able to get to this. This is another contender for probably my favorite build I've ever done, just because it's so. Just because, I mean, I love mechanical steampunk things anyway, but this is like, there's so much detail in this. And I think it came together really, really well, like the jaw, the eyes. I think it's just an example of when everything goes right. But this is where the Steampunker lives. I know she likes living in the desert, but I just had this idea of this robot fish and I needed to do it, so I'm just going to murder this shark. Now, if you actually want to get inside here, you can't get inside here from the ocean. You have to like run all the way back to here and then jump in this teleporter. And this pretty much just teleport didn't work for them for some reason. There we go. And this is the only way you'll actually be able to contact her, because yeah, I mean, I've had mistakes before where I've tried to get into it in other ways and have flooded it all and it's been a nightmare. So the teleporter is the easiest non-risk solution, I'd say. Right, let's see what we have up next. And so this is the NPC house for the Clothier. It's supposed to be very creepy, very spooky, because of course the Clothier was possessed by Skeletron, and this is supposed to sort of imitate that. Also, there's like all these shelves full of dolls and stuff that he dresses up, just to add to the creepy factor of it all. And his actual main tent, you can see the skeleton, you can see like the hands coming down over the roof of the little hut. And then we have all this extra detail as well, like all this under the. So this is supposed to look like when, I don't know if anyone would have experienced this, but when I was in primary school, we had like under the stage, it was full of like props, outfits, things for plays, things for drama class basically. And I wanted to replicate that here. That's why there's all like masks and stuff like this here, and like different things that you'd expect to find under a stage. It's supposed to be sort of creepy and eerie, and I think it really achieves that. We can see there's like a pile of fabric there in the middle, and there's like this loom that he just spends all his days cackling, like looming things together on. That's the idea anyway. I mean, he's a Clothier, isn't he? So it fits a little bit. But yeah, this was that build right there. That was the first build I did back in Terraria in like several years. And this build right here, this is the ancient fire blossom tree. So I just wanted to give you a bit of a 360 of it. Well, not 360 because it's only two-dimensional, but you know what I mean. And this is the NPC house for the Demolitionist. You can see we have this smoke. Like these are chimneys that have been placed under the lava with T-edit, so the smoke rises above the lava. Otherwise, you can't actually do it any other way. And we have like this majestic tree with these like flowers on, and the idea is the Demolitionist is basically coming on a pilgrimage to like this ancient site, the essence of fire, the first fire blossom that had grown into this magnificent, beautiful tree. And I think I achieved that perfectly. It took me a long time to actually get that tree right. I probably did about 10 different designs before I settled on one. In the end, I went for this flower one. And now I think this is pretty much the last build. This is the most recent build that I've done. So this is the grave of the last Acrididae. Now that's just a family of grasshopper. I chose that because it sounds all mysterious and sort of solemn, like grave of the last grasshopper. It seems kind of sad, doesn't it? And it's supposed to. So this is supposed to be the last giant grasshopper that has been taken over by Ophiocordyceps fungus, which it's often called the zombie ant fungus because it takes over insects' brains and then like makes them climb up to a place and then burst mushrooms out of the body. And this is the NPC house for the Truffle. So I wanted to do something a little bit unique for him, not just a mushroom house because that's what everyone does. And I was racking my brain for quite a while because I really didn't want to do a mushroom house, and then finally I got this idea and I was like, yes, let's go. This is great. Now I think it might be a little bit too dark. I might need to lighten up a little bit, but for now it's good enough, I think. Well, that's everything. Thank you very much for watching. If you did like the vid today, please consider liking, subscribing, commenting, all that good stuff that YouTubers like. And yeah, apart from that, thank you very much for watching and have a wonderful day.